Now, if you've ever come home after a long day's work wondering what is for dinner, this video is for you. I'm gonna walk you through how I use just 2 hours after my grocery run to prep healthy weeknight meals for my family. 2-hour prep for 7 days worth of food. Let's get into the kitchen. We are gonna get into the haul of our grocery run today of visiting 3 stores: Publix, Harris Teeter, and Whole Foods. So let's get right into it. Starting out with Publix, I got these items from there. Some onions. They had their creamer BOGO, buy one, get one. So I only got one, got it for half off. I got some chicken wings. Y'all already know. Those are the best. And this was free with the purchase of a 12-pack of Coke, which is already outside in the fridge. Now, moving on to Harris Teeter. Harris Teeter is the primary grocery store that we really focus on our savings in our last video, where we talked about our tips and tricks for maximizing our dollars and time in the grocery store. So starting out, we got these chips for $2.90 a piece on eVic. eVic is where you sign up to be a member with the Harris Teeter Rewards, and every weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they have promotion on certain items, heavily discounted between 60 and 70% off. I also got some marked down potatoes. I showed you all that in store, that these were on clearance for $2. So we will utilize these for a weeknight meal with either some mashed potatoes or roast potatoes. These were buy one, get one. So these were, I think, around $2. We got some more K-Cups for the Keurig pizza dough. We got our diced ham for pizza, egg scrambles, breakfast. We have some cilantro, green onion, and cabbage for our meal planning. We were having cilantro shrimp bowls, and we will have green onions to top as well as in our sauce. My store today had fresh corn, and I love fresh corn. So this will probably become fried corn or corn on the cob. Haven't quite decided yet, but these are going to be really delicious. They're just now coming into season here in the Carolinas. I got some more buttermilk for baking and for bread, some iced coffee. They had a really good deal on soy sauce today. It was already on sale for $2 and maybe like 50 cents. And then I had a 75 off coupon. Milk was half off. The rice vinegar was half off. This particular item here, our Downy Unstoppables, were on sale as well. We rounded out with some Cheez-Its as a snack for my daughter. These are my daughter's favorite candies, and she doesn't get them very often. But with the end of school coming in summer, I figured I would go ahead and get some on hand as I pack her end of year congratulatory basket to include some of her favorite things. So I got her these, and these were on sale, and I had a $2 off coupon off 2. These were on closeout at my store, so it was only $5. And this is a result of going to the store hungry, which I do not recommend you do, but they were also on sale. And I got one potato for 25 cents, again on markdown. Rounding out our items are from Whole Foods. Berries were half off, so they were both $3 a piece for organic berries, a really good price. And this little pre-made lunch, chicken tikka masala, was 50% off, and it was only $5. So I figured I would give it a try. So this rounds out everything that we got from today's shopping trip. Determining our meals for the week is super important when maximizing my time while I prep and get everything ready after my grocery runs. I always try to build meals around food that I do have on hand that needs to be used up. This helps me not only save time in the grocery store, but money as well. I like to use my handy meal planner that can stick right on my fridge to keep me accountable and remind me that I have food at home and I need to eat it. Our list goes up. Now let's get to prepping. A few essentials I recommend you always have on hand for prepping is a clean dish towel, a really good knife of your choice. I have my miniature chef's knives here, and our handy dandy cutting board. I start by washing and chopping all of my veggies. I group them by the meal so everything is ready to go later. I will also put like things with like things. Chopped bell peppers, sliced bell peppers, onions, things of that sort. As I mentioned, I always check to see what needs to be used up from the week prior. This is my first step in trying to reduce our food waste and keeping our grocery spending in check. I like to juice all my lemons and limes at once and store them in glass containers. Great for salads, water, and different marinades. If you have too much or extra, they're great at freezing. And you can also freeze the zest, which you can use for baking or for seasoning your fish or your veggies. I find that when I manage food this way in my home and I give it forethought as to what we're going to eat and prep those items, the daily stress of me having to figure out not only what to eat and how to cook it is really minimized because I've done all of that work on the front end. Next up is our carrots and cucumbers. I love prepping these for grab-and-go snacks, quick salads, or tossing them into our rice bowls or stir fries that we're going to have this week. So here is my meat bin that I keep in my fridge of meat that needs to be used up. We're going to brown this turkey meat to prep our spaghetti for next week. Doing food prep now saves me so much time later in the week when my energy is low and I just need to get food on the table. It's taking care of myself today so my future self can be at rest. We're going to brown and season this meat and just reheat when it's time to have dinner. Total time saver on busy nights. You can also portion the cooked meat and put them into flat freezer bags to help save space and to reheat faster if you don't want to eat it all on one night. Another unexpected reward of food prep and meal prep is you get to be creative. Here I am making ribbons with a vegetable peeler, and I'm going to add this to our meals. On most nights, I will leave these carrots right where they were in their bag, but having the time and the space to think creatively and intentionally makes me excited about dinner, and I know it makes my family happy too. As I'm browning my meat for the spaghetti, I did want to say that I make my meals pretty much halfway through. And I do that as a way to save time during the weeknight, but also to where food don't feel like quite like a leftover, but something fresh and new. But doing it on the front end, my future self is very thankful. So I'm going to boil or get some eggs boiled for the week. This is my egg boiler. I love it. I got it from Aldi. It comes with this little cup that will tell you how to make them hard-boiled, parboiled, whatever you want. You pour in the accurate amount of water, place on the lid, set it and forget it until it beeps, and then we'll have fresh boiled eggs for the week. We've washed and drained our blueberries, so we're going to add them to our glass container. Perfect. And then we'll set the other side with our strawberries once we get those washed and cleaned. So we wash our strawberries and rinse them off. They're now draining in a mesh strainer on top of a towel for a few minutes before we slice them and dice them up. Food and meal prep also allows you to be in a more relaxed state, allowing little hands and helpers to come in and be a part of the process. So I was able to get some beautiful local white corn here in the Carolinas, one of my favorite things about summer. So I am going to cut the corn so that I can make fried corn, probably for dinner on Sunday as a proper Sunday dinner, but I wanted to show you how I do it. In a large bowl with the smaller bowl turned upside down, you're going to place your corn and just cut the kernels off. You can also use a bundt pan for this. I couldn't find my bundt pan this day, but either way, it's all the same. You're going to find something to leverage as a holding post, cut down on the corn with a collection bowl. Excuse me. As we wind down from food prep day, I'm using lemon and salt to naturally clean the cutting board It's a simple, non-toxic method that works really well. Plus, it's a fun way for my daughter to learn a bit of science while contributing to the home in a hands-on way. I make it a point to include my daughter in the kitchen because creating positive food experiences together helps her feel confident, involved, and connected to what we eat and what we share as a family. All right, y'all, here's everything that we have prepped. I have diced strawberries for yogurt parfaits in the morning, blueberries for yogurt snacking, and then strawberry slice for snacking. We have our corn to make our fried corn. We have diced carrots for our stir fry and shredded carrot strips for our shrimp bowls. This is surplus of bell peppers that if I don't use would go immediately in the freezer. We have chopped bell pepper in yellow and orange, and then diced peppers that you saw me use already for our ground turkey for spaghetti. This will also be added to our shrimp bowls and our salads for this week. I went ahead and juiced some limes and some lemon to have on hand for different sauces and our stir fries. We have the cucumber we needed to use up from last week for salads. We boiled some fresh eggs for this week. We made our turkey, which will turn into our spaghetti later in the week. And then we have our green onions for different garnishes. And then for our sauce for our shrimp bowls. And probably our steak stir fry as well. So this is all of the veggies. We're going to stack everything in the fridge and see how that all has come together. Here is how I store everything. I love these glass containers for keeping things fresh. And sometimes I'll label each one based off the meal day, but because they're clear, you really don't have to. I really try to eat the fresh fruits and vegetables early in the week and save my more savory items like our pasta and our pizzas for later on in the week. When it's time for dinner, most meals take roughly 10 to 15 minutes to finish. Just reheat, saute, or toss in the oven. Well, that is it today, friends. We have truly done it. This routine has honestly and truly made our lives so much better. It's less stress in the evening time. We have more time to connect as a family, and we really limit our drive-thrus, which y'all know I love. But really, it does help curb our spending outside of the home and prioritizing the food we have on hand that we must eat so that we are not wasting and saving money, but also having a more healthier lifestyle overall. If this video today gave you some inspiration and some encouragement, please hit the like and subscribe button. I would love to have you part of our family here at Best Living. And let me know in the comments, what is your easy prep ideas, your quick and go-to dinner meals? We can really all, again, grow from each other's wisdom. And that's what I'm trying to do here, create a space where we can share and all flourish. So with that, just keep in mind that prepping ahead is really about helping you save your time, but also your resources. We're all called to be a good steward over what God has given us. And this is just one thing that we can do to make sure that we're doing our best in what's been given to us. So until next time, remember you are seen, you are so incredibly loved, and you are chosen of the Most High. And I will see you back here in a new video in a few days. Oh, and if you want to see how all these meals come together, look out for the next video. Bye, y'all.